Hello, you guys. Welcome to the Ranting Shop. It's me, Melissa. I had to drop in really quickly because I have just finished watching Jessie Woo's interview with Ricky, and Ricky is really popular on TikTok. She typically spills the tea about people, Netflix reality stars, essentially, and there was a lot of tea that was spilled. So they invited a secret guest onto the show, and that secret guest ended up being, apparently her name is not Brie, it's Bry, the same Bry that came on social media to tell us that Tyler up and left her and her children to go on a reality show, right? But what Brie did was Brie add sorry no what now what the ex-wife did. Now the ex-wife's name is Deshawn. And what she did was she added context to the complexity of the whole situation with Tyler and Bry. So what did we learn? We learned that Bry we learned that the ex-wife, Deshawn, always suspected Bry of liking Tyler. She said they would stare at each other a particular way, do things that made her feel suspicious of their so-called friendship. Now, in my opinion, I feel like it was because Bry and Tyler were messing around behind the ex-wife's back. Whether it be while doing threesomes, twosomes, they were messing around behind Deshawn's back, and Deshawn did not know that. And Deshawn she alluded to the fact that she was not in the best relationship, and so a lot of the time, I guess out of fear of what Bry would do physically, she did not push on a lot of things that bothered her. So they decided, okay, they wanted children. So I guess Bry went around asking, right? But in hindsight, because of the way Deshawn is spilling the information, it appears as if it was something that Brian Taylor planned prior to Deshawn. Like prior to Deshawn finding out the situation, it's something they both planned. And the plan was they're tired of, well, not tired, but they've been sleeping together and they probably spoke about having children together. So the way that I guess Bride decided to bring it up to the wife, and it's in a way that would not upset the wife, the current wife, was, okay, I'm gonna tell her that I want children. I'm gonna tell her that the only way I will sleep with a man is if I'm trying to conceive a child. And therefore, when it happens, I guess it wouldn't be too shocking. So all of this made Deshawn very suspicious. Like, if we're gonna go the sperm donor route, why not go with, of course, people we don't know, or go to a sperm bank? Because you know what, we all know what Tyler said on the show. Tyler said he was doing his friend a favor because he did not have money to do it the regular way, which is to go to a sperm donor. Deshawn suggested to Bri, okay, let's do a person we don't know, which to me made the most sense. But due to Bri already having this plan concocted of having Tyler's child, maybe because she had a secret crush on him, maybe because she was like conflicted. And to be honest, I feel like all of this confusion happened because Bri was conflicted about her sexuality. She did not know if she wanted to be gay or she wanted to be straight. And it could be possibly because of her parents' influence. Her parents did not want her to be gay, or did not consider or take seriously the fact that Bryce said she was gay, right? So maybe she felt conflicted. And I feel like all this drama came about because of Bryce being confused. She did not know if she wanted a woman or she wanted a man. Because I don't know which lesbian which person, which self-proclaimed lesbian purposely sleeps with a man. Like, I don't care if the purpose is for a child. Why would you want to sleep with a man? Because the assumption is you're not attracted to a man. So what would make you go that route unless you were curious? Because Deshawn mentioned that prior to Tyler, she had slept with a man. She had a boyfriend and they did sleep together. So it's not something that was new to her, and clearly it's something she liked, if that was the route she wanted to take to conceive a child. But for me, I found that to be very selfish, because if you are in a relationship, why not consider your partner's feelings and say, okay, my wife is not comfortable with that, so we're gonna go to a sperm bank or we're gonna look for a stranger. Why insist on sleeping with Tyler, which was somebody that was a really close friend to both of y'all? It's crazy to me. It just screams that they had a plan. Anyways, so the first child, apparently he used to come to the house because they started, the process of conceiving. So he would come to the house, ejaculate in a cup, give it to the wife, and then they would go and use the turkey baster method to shoot that club up, right? And apparently they did it twice and it didn't work. My theory about that situation was that he was never really ejaculating in that cup. The content of that cup was probably some jelly-like liquid, which I think was all in an attempt to fool Bry into thinking the attempts were unsuccessful. But I do not think that any sperm was in the actual ejaculate. I don't even think it was ejaculate, right? Because the way she was telling the story, it's making me feel like this was all set up. It was a scheme that Bry and Tyler set up so that they can cheat openly and conceive without any issue or blowback from both of their partners. Because bear in mind, Taylor at the time had a fiance while he was having his threesomes that Deshawn knew about, that Bry was possibly participating in, and they would laugh in this woman's face. They even went as far as inviting this woman to their baby shower when they had their first child, because in Taylor's fiance's mind, he's just a sperm donor, right? He's helping out his friends. So of course the fiance is not seeing anything wrong with that, because you're helping your friends, right? You want nothing to do with that child, you're just providing them with sperm. Little did she know, they purposely conceived that first child. Allegedly, this is according to my understanding of what Deshawn said. They purposely conceived the first child, right? And the assumption was that Taylor would not be involved in the birth and nothing to do with the child in the day-to-day of that child's development. News to all of us was that Taylor wanted to be a part of that child's life and actually decided that you're gonna make me part of this child's life. Like, he insisted on being part of the child's life. So it's not like Bry pushed it on him or Deshawn pushed it on him. He wanted to be a part of that child's life, right? And come to find out, they ended up getting divorced. Deshawn and Bry got divorced, and Taylor, and it seems as if the law doesn't really respect same-sex marriages, because the court, I think Deshawn could have fought more, but she said that her mental health made her not really push for custody of that child during the divorce. So she just let them have the kid. But imagine you and your partner deciding to have a child together and you completely being kicked out of that child's life. That is so painful. That is so completely painful, right? So Taylor steps up and decides to be an active father to the first child, and that child looks just like him, right? So I don't understand, because Tyler is a friend, is a person that was actively around all of them. So I don't understand what the dynamic of that would be if he's seeing a child that looks just like him, but he's supposed to act like that child has nothing to do with him. To me, that whole thing would have been crazy. That whole thing was crazy. And it just would not have worked out. Because it's not like Tyler is a friend that they see off and on. It's like an active friend that they were hanging out with a lot. Okay. So they pushed the ex-wife out, even though her name is on the birth certificate. During the divorce, they end up lying and telling the courts that, it's really easy to manipulate a situation like that if there's no physical contract stating what the terms of the agreement is. It becomes a hearsay thing, and hearsay needs to you have to back hearsay with some type of proof, and it's harder to prove when your evidence would probably be circumstantial, like, oh, he said that, he said this on October, this and that. Like, it's difficult to prove that that was the arrangement. And again, it doesn't seem like they really respected that same-sex marriage anyway. So she gave up custody of the child. So the first child, the ex-wife gave up custody. So right now, it was just Bri and I guess Taylor caring for that child. At some point, Taylor moves in, right? And they become parents to the first child. While the divorce is happening, they sleep together again and had twins. Just like they slept together for the first child, because I just don't believe that the first child was conceived via a turkey-based method. I don't think so. I think it was set up so that while the ex-wife was gone, they would sleep together. That's what happened. I'm convinced. And the ex-wife is convinced. So anyways, the ex-wife is finding out that, oh, everything is shaping up to look as if they intended on having children together and living and raising the children together. So I'm not sure if Bri had feelings for Tyler, but what I will say is that there will probably be some type of feeling. Again, she's conflicted. Do I like men or do I like women? As much as she presents as a masculine lesbian, I feel like she liked Tyler, like romantically, not just as a friend. So they pushed the ex-wife out. Now she has nothing to do with any of the children anymore. And it's really sad because the ex-wife's family got familiar with the child. The friends got familiar with the child, and just like that, the child is completely kept out of your life. It's crazy. The child is taken from your life, and it's just, nobody in this scenario was thinking of the children. They were all thinking of themselves. And it's very unfortunate that when the children grow up, they're gonna look on social media and see that they were conceived in a very chaotic, crazy type of situation. And I pray for their mental health when they get older, because that is so toxic. But anyways, the twins were conceived while they were living together. And in a previous post in another video, I said, if I'm a lesbian, there's nothing that would make me sleep with a man. And so that just provided a lot of context as to why she felt comfortable to do it. It's because she had feelings for him. She was into men and she was into women, And they were into threesomes. They were doing Because this really proves why some military people say don't marry military people, don't marry people in the military because they do the craziest stuff. Because these people were doing threesomes and all kind of wild escapades. The man was cheating on his fiancée. The woman was cheating on her wife. And it's crazy. And so they had the twins. And they will, I guess, he was an active father to them. So technically, he decided to be an active father to all three of the children. Right? So for me, what is confusing is Bryce says, oh, well, I will understand why he wouldn't want to be an active father to the first child, knowing fully well that y'all plotted on the ex-wife and pushed her out of being a parent to that first child is crazy to me, right? But anyway, we learn that he goes on Love is Blind. Bry claims to be supportive of it, and now I'm even questioning that because it appears that at some point she had feelings for him. So I don't know anybody that has feelings for somebody would want to see them go on a show and profess their love to another woman. But she says she was fine with it, so I can't really compete with that. And lies to Ashley and says the children don't know what he looks like. Now I could understand you not wanting your business on the front street. You don't want your business on TikTok, on Love is Blind. But for you to lie about it is crazy. For you to say you don't think the children know what you look like is crazy to me. And it's so unfortunate that Ashley has to be the one that inherited his mess. And for me, it's like crazy that he decided that, I'm gonna create and participate in this chaos and simply walk away from it when it's not convenient for me. That's crazy to me, and a lot of men do that. And it's just very funny how everybody in this situation got their just desserts. I do not want to say karma, but they got their just desserts. Why? First of all, Deshawn got her just desserts because she was privy to Tyler cheating on the fiancé and said nothing about it. Now, in a way, I understand why Deshawn would mind her business, because Taylor is your friend. I mean, nobody wants to snitch on their friend. But she could have at any point went to the fiancé and said, this is what Taylor used to do. So she even apologized on Jessie Woo's platform, and she said, I'm sorry that I participated in her pain and her hurt. And it's because she got done dirty too. Right? Now, what this situation draws light to is the fact that when you participate in other people's pain, it has a funny way of reaching you in a different type of way, because it's like you're ignoring the person's character. You're ignoring the person's character because their actions are not affecting you. Okay? So as far as you're concerned, I'm not the fiancé. I'm not the one that he's hurting. So let me just be quiet and mind my business. Right? And it always ends up biting the person in the butt, because Tyler participated in literally having her lose custody of her child. Lose custody of her child and lose parenting rights over her child. So you see how that works? She watched him be deceitful to his wife, deceitful to his future wife, his soon-to-be wife at the time. And it ended up biting her in her butt because she failed to realize that that's the nature of his character. So if he does it to his wife, ex-wife, soon-to-be wife, let's not get it confused, his fiancée, It was a matter of time before he switched up and did it to you. What made you feel like he wouldn't do it to you too? Right? So let's even push it on to Bree now, and how Bree got her just desserts too. She conspired with Taylor, allegedly, for full custody of these children. And it ended up biting her in her butt, because guess what? Look who's a single mom now. Now, technically, she's always been a single mom. But look who's a single mom now. You push the ex-wife out and now you're a completely single mom. Because the man decided he wanted nothing to do with the children anymore. Because guess what? He can just say, I was a sperm donor. Because that was the original arrangement. He can blur those lines and he can lie. He can lie. And that's what he's been doing with Ashley. Lying and saying, probably telling her that he was a sperm donor to all the children. Now, granted, I don't know what his arrangement with Ashley was. But what Ashley is telling us is that the twins were not sperm donor situations. They purposely had the children. And no talk was made of, oh, he's just gonna be the sperm donor. They did not speak on the specifics of what that relationship would look like. So, but it's just mighty convenient that when the thing about it that's so baffling and it's calculating on all of their parts. Bree was very calculating in the way she was able to use Taylor to push the ex-wife out of the picture. According to the ex-wife, I will continue to say that. And it was very calculating now how Taylor pushed her ass out of the picture when it came to him deciding that their situation were not conducive to his life anymore. You see how life works? You see when birds of a feather decide to stick together? What does happen? You see how minds that think alike tend to work? Because people that are just as conniving as you will conspire against you. That's what Bride didn't realize. A man that Bride was privy to, him cheating on the fiancé with her. Right? I don't know how she would think that a man like that would not do her dirty too. I don't know how she thought that a man like that would be somebody she could trust. Somebody like that. Nobody was using their thinking caps in the situation. Huh? Not one person used their thinking caps and said, this is Taylor's pattern of behavior. Maybe I shouldn't trust him with this situation. I just don't get it. But anyways, everybody got the consequences of their actions given to them. And the only person I've noticed that didn't really, or haven't, well, the person probably just now, Tyler. I'm getting confused with the Asian girl. The Asian girl's name is Tyler. And his name is Taylor. Or is it that his name is Tyler and the Asian girl's name is Taylor? Anyway, Tyler is getting his consequences right now from the backlash and the public scrutiny that he would get for the rest of his life. That is always gonna be what people attach to him. Tyler of Love Is Blind is always gonna be the guy that abandoned his children. Every time, that's gonna be what people associate him to. And as long as Ashley attaches herself to him, she's always gonna be the woman that was complicit in a man being a deadbeat dad, period. And that's unfortunate for her. And a lot of people are saying it's unfortunate for her that she's such a sweet person. But right now, I don't know. I don't know if is she a sweet person? Is she a sweet person? Because that's, I don't know at this point. But anyways, you guys, that's what I learned from her interview on Jessie Woo. You could go on Jessie Woo's channel right now and listen to the full interview yourself, and come back here and we could talk about it in the comment section. Like, subscribe, you guys, and see you guys next time. Bye.